Years ago, people used to believe that ADHD just went away when you got to be about 12 or 14 years old. And the reason for that is that often those who are hyperactive tend to get less hyperactive as they get a little bit older. But what we now know is that ADHD is not primarily about being hyperactive. Some people who have ADHD have never been hyperactive. And even for those who have been hyper, usually that's the least of it. It's the attention problems that make the most difficulty for most people with ADHD. And what we now know is that those problems with attention often get more difficult as you get a little bit older. Most of the people who are diagnosed in early childhood with ADHD continue to have at least some symptoms as they get older. Sometimes they go well into adulthood. Sometimes some of those symptoms diminish and are not making as much trouble. But this is something which for most people, these attention problems really do make difficulty for them as they're getting older. Usually the hardest times for people with ADHD are junior high, high school, and the first couple of years of college or whatever else they're going to be doing right after high school. Because those are the years when you have the widest range of tasks to do with the least opportunity to escape from the ones you're not that good at. And for example, when you're in high school, you have to learn about math. You have to be able to do algebra. You have to be able to learn geometry. You have to be able to write essays for English. You may be asked to learn a foreign language. And when you're in college, often there are a lot of general education requirements that everybody's got to take a certain amount of these liberal arts subjects in order to be able to complete their program. As you get older, you can specialize a little more and build on your talents, build on your interests, and stay away from some of those things that may be more difficult. The people who are good with words can hopefully, if they're lucky, get a job where they can work with words, whether it's sales or writing or something like that. The people who are not so good with words but are very good with numbers can get a job where they can work with numbers. The people who are better at mechanical things may be doing drafting and engineering tasks. They do far better, and some are very successful, as they get into a point where they can specialize, and if they're lucky enough that they can get a job where they can build on those talents and those interests, they can be extraordinary.
Key takeaways. Most people with ADHD continue to have at least some symptoms as they get older. Kids may get less hyperactive, but still struggle with attention issues. Things tend to get easier after high school when young adults can choose classes or find work that fits their interests.